Are you a new RT or going to be graduating soon and not sure what field you want to be in? Well, I'm going to talk about what it's like to work in Peds as a respiratory therapist. Think of it like being around the most bubbliest people and toxic people at the same time, work wise. But then you mash it up with having cute babies all the time. I mean, not all the time. Now, the difference between working in peds and working in adults is that with kids, as one would expect, they are much more fragile. So you will likely see longer intubated times. That's one thing that got me when I started working with peds, was that I came from working with adults where after a week they're on a trach or they have a trach. With kids, no. These kids are intubated forever. And you're not just walking into work and then immediately doing a spontaneous breathing trial. You're weaning those vents one by one by one by one. Unless you have a doctor that's like, all right, I know I've been doing this for 100 years and I know this is going to work, and let's go from one side to the other, because I've seen that too. You are going to have a higher workload because these kids, more often than not, are on Q1, Q2, Q1, freaking everything, and it gets super overwhelming sometimes. And most people say, I would never go and work with kids because I can't stand to be around the parents. But really, to be honest, I mean, like, don't get me wrong. Like, I've had my fair share of annoying parents, but I have also had my fair share of annoying patients, adults. So I had a lot of satisfaction out of working with kids. I learned a lot, and it overall made me a better therapist. So that's just a little bit. That's like a little bit of working with peds, a blip. That's what you would expect if you're going from adults to kids, or or you're a new grad and you're trying to figure out whether or not you want to work with kids. Because if you would have asked me 8 years ago if I was going to work with kids, I would have said no. And then I did it, and I actually loved it, and I stayed there for 2 years. So yeah.